They are single, frustrated, and full of demands. They complain about the lack of men, yet reject every single one. They say they're happy alone, but record videos begging for company. What's happening to modern women? Today, you'll see real stories from women in their 40s and 50s now facing solitude head-on.
I'm heading to the Sounds game because they're doing a wristband night where at the Bandbox, which I hear has new drinks, I'm excited to check them out. You pick out your wristband if you're single or taken or here for vibes or whatever, and no less than at least 10 people sent this to me. So I'm gonna go check it out. I'm really excited. It looks like maybe the sun's even trying to come out. Should be a good night at the ballpark. This does not bode well. We're here, as is part of the course with this experiment. There are no more wristbands. The game only started 5 minutes ago. They brought in fake wristbands, so we got one. So far, I've seen one guy that I went on a date with years ago, and I've seen him on the apps like 15 times since then. We've never matched again, so I feel like he's out. Update. Tried talking to one guy who was age appropriate. Not into it. I get the sense that he's looking for a younger woman. Whatever. That I got my dream circle. So I'm happy. Well, in terms of meeting someone, not a successful event. But you know what? I was there with friends. I ran into some more friends. It's so dark. I met some new friends. Thank you to a couple of you who came and said hi. It was great to meet you. So all in all, a really fun night. It was a beautiful night at the ball field. I always love coming to Sounds games. So it was fun. Oh, I got some Sounds swag too. That's fun. Just no luck on the dating front. Oh well.
This woman clearly represents the current reality of many social events for singles, an almost desperate attempt to romanticize loneliness. She goes to a baseball game hoping to meet someone, but ends the night celebrating free giveaways and new friends. Deep down, there's a real desire for connection, but the superficiality of modern interactions mixed with the just here for the vibes mentality shows that many still don't understand that real relationships require more than wristbands and themed cocktails. They require values, intention, and maturity.
I'm just having a little laugh. Am I a weirdo? Can please somebody tell me? So I'm a 49-year-old woman and I've never been married. I don't have kids and I'm not in a relationship. And when I meet a lot of new people, this is how it goes. So, are you married? No. Do you have kids? No. Are you in a relationship? No. And then I can see their mind ticking 100 miles an hour and they're thinking, what is wrong with this girl? And then that's that conditioning mindset because I haven't ticked off the normal boxes of society, especially in my generation, which was the norm, right? It was to be married and have kids and especially be in a relationship. And I'm not doing any of those things. And it just makes me giggle, the reaction that I get every time. But I always get these questions and I know it's coming and it makes me laugh. But I just want to see, does anyone else get this as well? Can you resonate? Especially women in their 40s, because it's funny. Yeah, and obviously my life circumstances have led me to where I am today, which I'm very happy with. And I'm not opposed to marriage or having kids or any of those things, but obviously this is where my life path has brought me. But it's just funny to see the response, you know, how people are with that. And it's okay to be different. Different is good. And you know, being married or being in a relationship or having kids is also good, but it's just interesting to see that people, their reactions.
She tries to normalize what clearly bothers her. The forced laughter and attempt to show lightness when talking about loneliness reveal an uncomfortable truth. Social norms exist for a reason. It's not about judgment, but about recognizing that a woman who ignores time ends up harvesting looks of surprise. Not out of cruelty, but because what's natural was postponed too long. Freedom turned into silent imprisonment, and the laughter is just emotional self-defense.
Okay, I'm 47, I'm single, contemplating dating, all that jazz, or just remaining single. Someone asked me the other day, what is my deal breaker? Or what are my deal breakers? Currently, men that Well, act like boys, obviously. But the big one is men like around my age, because I can date older or younger than me if I wanted. But I feel like men around my age, some of them haven't even started families. I'm done. I'm a grandma. So I'm just curious as to what other people's deal breakers are. And if I'm being too harsh, because I don't necessarily want to date someone that has young kids. Just because I have that freedom and flexibility of just taking off if I want, not having to plan things too far in advance. I mean, I have a dog, but I'd just be like, hey, somebody watch the dog. But I'm just curious. Another one would probably be smoking or a really heavy drinker. Drinking on occasion is fine, but somebody that has to have a drink as soon as they get home and have multiple drinks a night instead of just, I'm gonna have a beer after work, kind of just relax, whatever. I mean, that's cool. And then a heavy smoker. I don't smoke. I just, yeah, those are my hard passes. So I'm just curious, what is other people's hard passes?
Here we see a woman enjoying the freedom she's earned, yet unwilling to face the natural consequences of her age group. She wants mature men, but without the baggage of maturity, children, and ex-wife responsibilities. She seems to forget that men who are still single at 47 have also made choices, and those choices don't always match the fantasy of cost-free freedom. Her selectiveness borders on denial of reality.
So I have a question. All y'all are like hashtag 25 and older, complaining about dating people when you're over 30, whatever. So what happens when you're 40, right? Because I'll be 41 next week. And yeah, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to really tell you this shit. So after the age of basically like 32, that is when you're just going to date people that are coming off of divorce. Because they got married at like 25, 27. After 32, pretty much everybody has kids. Everybody's been divorced. You're going to go through a dry spell for like 5 to 10 years where it's just, you're literally waiting for people to fucking get divorced. That's it. That's what you're waiting for. You're like, oh, that guy, I like him. In 3 years, he'll be divorced. So that's all you got to do. You just got to wait till you hit 40. But then they're all fucked up.
So I just realized I have reached the age in life that I get asked out by someone half my age, and I get asked out by someone that is 20 years older. The answer is always no, but I'm like, boo-boo, how old are you? Do you really realize that I'm 40 years old? Anybody else? Maybe one day it'll be a yes, but at this point in my life, it's always a no. I think I'm just going to pray for in 2025 that God will open my heart to say yes to men eventually. If it's meant to be, then it'll be. That's it.
She lives between the pride of independence and the religious hope that God will one day make her say yes. But to a traditional man, the truth is simple. If she's rejecting every man, maybe the problem isn't them. A woman who systematically rejects everything will eventually be left with nothing. A closed heart doesn't protect, it isolates. Praying for a miracle while shutting the door to opportunity is like locking yourself in and complaining no one knocks.
Nothing screams red flag and commitment issues more than a man in their 40s and 50s that has never had children, never had any kids, and never been married. I want to ask him, like, what have you been doing, boo? What have you been doing with your life? I get prioritizing yourself, but did you take it a little too far? Because now you're in your 40s and 50s and you've never been married and you have no kids. I'm confused. The math ain't mathin'. The red flags are flying. I don't understand. I don't understand, because there's nothing to me. There's nothing sexier than a man that's a good dad or even a pappy for that matter. Okay. Little salt and pepper pappy. Okay. I'm here for it. I know y'all are going to come at me in the comments, and it's okay. It's okay. I still love you. You got some explaining to do, because what have you been doing this whole time? Like, 40, 50-year-old men, no marriage, no kids. Screams commitment issues to me. I mean, I still love you. But you might want to be rethinking those life decisions right about now.
This comment exposes modern hypocrisy. A woman who's single, maybe with kids, harshly judging men who didn't follow the traditional script. But a man in his 50s without kids or a marriage isn't necessarily immature. He might have avoided shallow relationships or is still looking for something meaningful. What she sees as a red flag might actually be discernment. Her judgment is shallow and reveals more about her own frustrations than about the men she criticizes.
The second year of being single is much harder than the first year, in my opinion, and here's why. The first year, you're prepared for it to be hard. You know you're going to spend holidays alone. You know it's an adjustment period. And you think, oh, in the future, it's going to be okay because I'll have new friends, I'll be doing new things. And so then when you go into the second year and you're still kind of doing things alone, it's just a little harder. And I've picked up so many new hobbies. My kids are home for the summer, so that's great. But it's still just hard. I don't have any single friends. And that, I don't know why I didn't realize how hard that would be. I love my married friends. They're amazing. This is me just rambling because I just went to Pilates and I have to get groceries and I'm putting it off. So
this woman honestly exposes the harsh reality of midlife loneliness. In the first year, hope still bloomed. In the second, reality hits. Married friends have their routines, and the single life grows increasingly silent. Her lament isn't just about being alone, but about realizing time is passing, and freedom without companionship becomes a burden. To a traditional man, it's a clear reflection of what happens when independence is valued more than building a life together.